I first posted it, thought nothing of it really, and it didn't really do much for a while. It wasn't until I posted on TikTok. And a couple weeks later, I just happened to open the app, and there's like 50,000 views and all these comments, and I didn't understand what I was looking at. I was like, is this on my video? Like, did something happen? From there, it was like, how does it all fit on one sheet? How does it balance properly? And like I love this chair, and it's changed my life.
So going viral is one thing, but having designed and built a piece of furniture that's gone viral and having been rebuilt hundreds, if not thousands of times, is something else. And that's what's happened here in my hometown with my dude, Andrew Doxtater, who's built his oval rocker. In this particular video, we'll take a look behind the scenes as to how the oval rocker was actually designed and built, along with the craziness that's unfolded over the last year since he actually designed the piece. But without further ado, here's Andrew Doxtater and the oval rocker.
So you don't like start with the seat sort of thing. You want to like hold it between your legs, and then you're going to want to angle this slot down. So whichever way you want to start. That's the loose one, by the way.
Okay, so I'm here with my dude, Andrew Doxtater. He built these epic chairs, designed these epic chairs.
This is the oval rocker.
The oval rocker. Straight out of Ottawa, Canada, like my hometown here, and it's just like super epic because not that many crazy epic things come out of our town. So when I saw my dude build this thing, I was just like, we gotta blow this the hell up. Like this thing has gone completely viral on the internet. So tell me a bit about this, dude. Like, what's your inspiration and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I was always kind of drawn to like flat pack furniture, and then like I got into furniture design through these tulip chairs that I was restoring, like way back, kind of pre-pandemic. The Knolls, yeah. And I reached out to you back when I was doing that because I saw your video. You were restoring this like Eames, this fiberglass chair.
Yeah.
And I was just like researching like the materials, like how do I actually like fix these things? And then I got into like researching the designers and other designers of that area, and it really just kind of took me in. Around the same time, I thought like why don't I try to look into like what goes into making an original design? Like maybe I could do that. And so just started doodling, sketching, try to consume as much inspiration as I could. The internet's like the best resource for that. It's just like a constant flood of everything, like Instagram, everything. And yeah, from there I just started like sketching stuff. I came up with like some weird designs at first, like some stuff that really didn't make sense. I always knew I wanted to do it out of plywood. And then yeah, I just kind of sketched some stuff I thought looked good, things that made sense to start prototyping.
Right.
Cardboard models came out with the oval rocker. And then from there to prototype, figuring out dimensions, like the physics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of unfolded to where it is now. Like went from that prototype to that thing.
Yeah.
And then the response was crazy, just kept developing it, and now we're here.
Right. Was it always like a plan to build it out of like one sheet of plywood, or was like, because there's like such a wonderful like accessibility component to this, right?
First I made this one chair that was like, it was like a more like blocky square kind of chair, and how I designed it was like, the seat was squares of plywood like stacked like this, sandwiched together. And I think like working it out on paper, I needed like 20 to 30 squares sandwiched together, and then like one long back. And it was just like too much. It would have weighed a ton. It looked kind of stupid. Yeah. And I was like, this should all fit on one sheet. Like that's where the idea kind of came from.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was like, okay, like what does the shape look like? Squares have kind of already been done. I was like, it'd be cool if it was a rocking chair.
Yeah.
And that could only really be an oval, right?
Yeah.
Like as simple as it could be it just kind of lent itself to be like an oval. So from there, it was like, how does it all fit on one sheet? How does it balance properly? And like the ergonomics, like where do your arms lay on the thing? Like, if your feet are up, like, are you gonna roll back? Are you gonna roll forwards? Stuff like that. So it was a lot of trial and error, and like, just sort of working it out that way.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where it came from.
It sort of got like a bit of a UFO vibe to it too, and
yeah,
into like aliens and shit. So So I think I first saw you put this thing up in November of 2022. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think kind of saw that, and then ever since it seems like it's really kind of blown up and taken on a life of its own.
Yeah. It was like a little bit before then in September, but like all the fall of last year. I first posted it, thought nothing of it really, and it didn't really do much for a while. It wasn't until I posted on TikTok.
Okay.
It was just a video, I think, of me like of the process. I mean, like I printed it out and constructed and stuff. And even then, it was like nobody was following me. And then a week goes by, it's not doing anything. I'm like, oh fuck, it's like every other video, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of don't think about it and I move on. And then a couple weeks later, I just happen to open the app, and there's like 50,000 views and all these comments, and I didn't understand what I was looking at. I was like, this is on my video, like did something happen?
Right.
But it was just a video kind of getting shared and going crazy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I was like, oh, this should be like accessible, like people like this thing.
Yeah.
And it was just that plywood one, like the very basic, the DIY.
But that's the one, right?
That is
That's
like
just
the one.
Yo,
yeah.
I can make that right now.
Yeah, and I think that's the draw to it. Like you see it, it looks very simple. Like you've seen that sheet of plywood in Home Depot and stuff.
Oh,
like
right,
you can everything in the video like you probably have.
Yeah.
So yeah, from there, that was like a real push to sort of develop this thing more and really put time into it and like try to figure out like how am I gonna release this thing and what is it gonna be, and it ended up being like a free set of plans.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to see like what is like if this was gonna be in a showroom somewhere, if this is gonna be like a contemporary to other like iconic furniture, like what could that version be? And I thought like, well, it's got to be thicker, right? Thicker,
Yeah.
better material. So that's where this one came from.
Cool. Like one thing I literally see borderline daily, somebody somewhere is making like a crazy version of it
Yeah.
somewhere. Can you tell me about like, you know, where you've kind of seen this thing go?
Man, like everywhere. Like if I'm just looking at the shipments of the templates, like I just shipped one out to Australia. There's Sweden, South Korea, Brazil, like everywhere. It's
Yeah.
been insane. I still like don't believe it sometimes. Like I feel like it's fake where I'm shipping these things to, but people
Yeah.
all over the world have like embraced this thing and like I don't know, they want to make it. I'm so grateful for like people even caring about something that I designed. That's been the best part of this is like the interest and the support and like people like actually doing what it was intended for, like to be made.
Yeah.
You know, that's been really cool.
Well, and it's like, yeah, again, from like an Ottawa homie's perspective, to see you having designed this thing, made it, and then like people literally like all across the globe like make it themselves. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, it's just so super epic.
It's been wild, man. It's been awesome.
Yeah. So obviously these have gone to like, you know, all around the world and everything. What's next? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I've been working like over the past year or so really on a release. So hopefully soon, I'm planning for fall of this year to release a limited run of 10 of these chairs, and they'll be made out of Baltic birch.
Sweet.
Finished, like everything, the whole production is done like right in Canada. The majority of it right in Ottawa too, like Ottawa manufacturers, finishers, graphic designers, videographers, like everything is really local, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Even like down to the packaging, all like centralized basically in Ottawa. So yeah, that's coming out in the fall, hopefully. Limited run, 10 chairs. It's gonna be real tough to like expand that.
Yeah.
But to start and just like get these out there and start the ball rolling, 10.
Okay.
10 to start.
Sweet. And then I've noticed like you got like other products on the go too, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Some of these welded tables and stuff.
Yeah, and like I want to sink time into other stuff too. Like I love this chair, and it's like it's changed my life, and I probably will like never be apart from this thing. Yeah. But I also like I have other things that I've found that I really love doing, and I love the design process, everything to do with home goods, lamps, tables, and all that stuff. Right. It's super fun. So I want to keep doing that and like feed that as much as I can. Now I'm hungry and I'm passionate. I want to just like really get into that. And it kind of is going to start with the release of this, and then really just go full bore with it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, I don't know, like, we're all rooting for you and stoked to see it.
Yeah.
So the plan now is to build one of these, or try and build one of these, and kind of make it my rendition of like the crazy skateboards and stuff. And so yeah, I got some 1/2-inch ply. So are you down to show me how to like just chop it with a jigsaw and chop them together first?
That's all we need.
Okay, cool. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Okay.